Hello people and welcome to watch another WTCOC match. This is week 1, last day of week 1 as a matter of fact, and we only have a few matches to go today. There are only 3 matches being played today actually. Uruguay RCP, which is the one that we will be covering right now, and then later this evening United States versus Czech Republic, and finally as the final match of the week 1, Croatia and Latvia, which we will be also covering. Now for Uruguay RCP, you can see the lineups above me. We have on table one we have Mendeleiev versus Alstermeriy. On table 2, MF Koto 91 versus sergt. Table 3, Mariev versus Mikhail Solatukin. That's Michael Rus on PGA. On table 4, Lolinho 19 versus Kuki. And on table 5, BDDL1 versus DoNotWasteMyTime. Now, without any doubt, as to me, RCP a massive favorite in this one. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think this is Uruguay's first year. I believe this is Uruguay's first appearance in WTCOC, and well, they might be in it for quite a ride today. RCP definitely one of the strongest performing teams throughout really every year. I mean, they are putting in a show year after year, especially I mean also in WTCOC, but also in ETCOC they have a very stable record and like multiple second places. I think 3 second places in ETCOC and also in WTCOC. Also, I think 1 or 2 times have achieved this second place. Now, don't take this as a fact. You better check it yourself. But this is just according to my own memory. And RCP also has a pretty much a non-changing lineup throughout the years. There are several key names. Now, of course, Vladimir Shendev as well as Vladimir Kovalev, who are pretty much like the standard faces of RCP, not playing today, but also Michal Rus, the reigning RCP champion of 2024, unfortunately was not able to participate in the World Championships, but maybe some other year he will. And if you do want to see a specific duel, then do let me know in the chat and we will try to accommodate your wishes as best as possible. Otherwise, we will be starting with, let's say, table 1 for just to be like, how would I say it? Just to be simple. Hello, Vladimir, in the chat, seemingly rooting for your team here. I'd say this we might be seeing either a good slap on the wrist from RCP, or maybe Uruguay will provide us a huge kind of a upset win. For starters, would be a tremendous way really for Uruguay to step into the ring as their first season of WTCOC. So, early monastery for Alstermeriy. Then we have a road forming up for both players and identical cities for both players as well. All a lot of road Doritos already going out from the deck. I am also quite surprised that Mendeleiev is not meepling the city here, even though there is really not much threat to it. I mean, first of all, this kind of quite rarely gets blocked anyway, and secondly, if you don't meeple this, then you are leaving your opponent with potentially an easy continuation of the road, and also with an easy start of a 6-point city, which now happens to be so that the Uruguayan, I think that's how it's said, the Uruguay player is forming up to be with different ideas. It takes the city anyway from the left, which is it's not like a huge mistake or anything, but so what Mendeleev wants to achieve here is to make sure that if this city is to be blocked, then so will the road of his opponent, which is not the case. The city gets completed almost immediately, and in the meanwhile, we have a pretty interesting scenario going over here for Alstermeriy, having two meeples in a city, and this is kind of a dangerous, actually a very dangerous stuff here, because yes, he goes for a threat of immediate completion, but given that 3 of the 5 road Doritos are already out of the game, this can go so bad south that even South Americans will be flabbergasted of the of that equation. But oh my god, goodness gracious, as Alstermeriy gets another road Dorito and did not have to wait for it for long, and gets away with his city building with a big sigh of relief, as Mendeleev did a perfectly fine move of starting a new city and attacking and providing the attacking platform with tempo. And it was really, I mean, the only thing that that I expected for him to do, and the only thing that I would have done myself, because it comes with a tempo move, and it starts just a new city for yourself, which is always nice to have multiple cities open in the beginning of the game, so that you can use multiple types of tiles effectively. Now, Alstermeriy going with another monastery spot creation, and also dropping a farmer, anticipating the road getting slowly finished here with a regular curve, expanding to 6 points, and also maybe, oh my god, maybe this road also getting finished, and it does by the Uruguayan player. And I'm not sure at all if this is the correct decision. I'm not sure if Red should be fighting for the field, given that they are the ones with the temporary meeple majority, but also they do have a long-term temporary meeple disadvantage due to this city being so awkwardly placed and difficult to complete, that red might not have the firepower needed to actually properly fight for this field in the long run, and this move will not help with that equation, as Mendeleiev attacks this sort of a ladder formation of a city, which is like always really difficult to actually get to a full completion, because it can be restricted first of all from here, and then whenever a tile goes here, it can be restricted from here, and then it can be also restricted from here or from here, from the top. So there are, so like even though it looks like somewhat safe, it is not safe. It is far from a safe city building strategy here. Also, not Alstermeriy, but Mendeleiev losing out on these 4 points, which he refuses to take, just throws away the curve. It is a huge mistake. I mean, because what do you think is going to happen to this road? Who do you think is going to take those points and go there with a curve if it's not you? Of course, it's going to go for the second player. And like right now, we see that those those road points that we could have gotten now are going to Alstermeriy, and he is threatening to connect to the field not only by finishing this city of his, but also from the left with like any road tile really. And this is extremely bad for us. Now, fortunately, we are able to create a threat of our own of actually having a decent chance of, finishing up this city even after getting some connection tiles, first with the field Dorito and then with the triple city with the road. Suits perfectly for our plans, and now we can either actually just play it kind of safe, take a meeple back, or we could have even gone over here and meeple a new city, which I would not have hated actually. A 9-pointer for Mendeleiev as he gets one of the 3 remaining monasteries, and just in time he did, before Alstermeriy grabbing one of those similar monasteries himself, and unfortunately Green not able to fully bank on this setup that he has laid down for himself. Instead has to simply discard a monastery, which is not really something that you want to do. A attacking move by Mendeleiev, going for going for another meeple onto the field, which is perfectly fine. Now, what is worrisome for Mendeleiev here is that all of the daggers with the all of the left-hand side daggers are gone, which means that this city is now really easily blockable. And it's gonna get blocked. Oh! I don't know about that. I mean, it's a bit hasty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there is only one vanilla, but there is an actual threat of this city being completed, which we now get to correct, but I think it was a bit unnecessary risk to take. I would have really preferred for Alstermeriy to immediately finish up the block on this city, which is what he had been um, like laying down for the past quite a few tiles actually, with this one and this one and this one. Like we should just really, you know, go through with our plans like ASAP, just to get them over with. So the field is now equal. Alstermeriy with 30 points of a difference on the scoreboard with a 50-50 shot of finishing up this 8-point city, and then Mendeleiev really no threats at the moment for an 11-point ruin which cannot grow at all, and whoa, okay, sure. Now this um I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, given the point advantage of Alstermeriy, I don't think he actually had to go for this field move. I think he could have just as well like started a city over here, like a 10-point city, and live a good life. Because first of all, in order to finish up this city, he only had 2 tiles to do that, like one vanilla and one divider. And the vanilla he also needs over here already anyway. Though, yes, he did have these field Doritos, but then he would have to invest a meeple and it could be blocked. But I mean, the entire point of this farmer is to really not only to score points, but to kind of have a bit of a sneaky and a disguised way to get into this main field, which he now has successfully done. Did have to make a very small concession of giving up on a shielded Dorito, but that's okay. But there is one road Dorito remaining, but this is not a good move. This is not a good move because we are giving up on this one, like sort of a key tile for us, which was of course the road Dorito, but also actually we also gave up. No, we didn't. I was gonna say we gave up on the triple city with the road, but there were no such tiles remaining. And now you can see we get the road Dorito, but now we can't go here and we can't actually threaten the completion of the city, which would have been really, really nice. And the troubles continue as the worst of the worst scenario becomes reality. Alstermeriy not only gets his 10-point city completed after we tried to block it, but also gets an 8-point ruin, a 7-point ruin to go with it, and this should most likely be a full block, and it is a full block, and we are absolutely cooked in the tight grip of Alstermeriy. Not really anything we can do with the tile. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't think there was even a single move that we could have done that would have given us any extra points, or rather taken points away from our opponent. So pretty sizable win for Alstermeriy to begin this duel. Over 40 points, I would indeed say, is pretty significant. Let's take a look at, for example, table 2 with the sergt. Who is still in the middle of the first game with 17 tiles to go, and we could actually potentially also continue with this table after the game to just to be able to cover a full game between these players. So a 70-point difference in favor of the RCP player, and we have a situation with the monasteries so that we have 9 extra points for red. Red is also with a meeple, whereas sergt is without. But what is going on for green here is the field play. Red has 2 meeples on the field, or one? Only one. And green has 3 meeples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 3 to 1 on the field play, and it is looking quite a big field indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 points. So that's going to be quite a painful route that is ahead of MF if he wants to try and come back into this game. And well, this is interesting. Okay. And he does indeed get his out immediately. Well, looks like he has found a potential win to a potential way to win this game. Now, can he finish this city? Is there a chance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can finish the city. This is still doable. There are still 2 Doritos to go. And there are seemingly city caps also. But how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still 3 city caps to go. And he forces, and this also forces a CCCC to be basically discarded by sergt, and he's not able to cause annoyance to the city. Sergt gets one of the remaining city caps, but it wasn't the kind of one that MF was needing anyway. Hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, no, wait. There are no city caps that fit into this square. Oh, a huge mistake by MF has been made by placing placing this city cap on the right side. Oh no, this is tragic. Because he's not able to finish the city actually. Oh no. Yeah. Had he only gone for this side, he would have had 2 tiles to finish the city. And instead of getting 3 points, it would have been, what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Like 18 points because this gives 3 points to the field. But like, wow, so that would have been actually so great. So actually, is this a mistake or is there a field Dorito? 1, 2, 3. I mean, it doesn't actually matter even if there would, because it would be just going over here anyway. So sergt making a bit of a unnecessary move here, losing a potential point from here or from here, but it doesn't really matter. But it was just a wonderful find for MF here of noticing that there was still one triple city with a road remaining, going for the kill and actually getting the tiles he needed, but the final touch was not quite there for MF, and unfortunately we do not see a huge completed city. Which may or may not have been enough, given that it would have given 2 meeples back for MF and 1 meeple back to sergt. We will never know. A great find, but lacking the final execution. Let's take a look at what the second game between these players is gonna bring. And will MF be able to take a revenge on this first game? From this first game. Well, he does get the first points, and sergt will be meepling a road here. Now we have 2 choices as MF. We can either go here and start. Actually, either of these cities is fine, or this. This is actually better to go here and start the city going to the right, because this simply already creates a platform to block this city in case sergt would take it. But now, this actually I don't like this move. I would have loved to see MF just simply taking the city for himself, even though it was like really easy to attack to or try to block, because we want to have again multiple cities open. Well, if he doesn't want to take this city, he can even start, or he could have started even another city completely from here, in a really safe spot, away from everything, and kind of also causing some nuisance to this road potentially in the future. But this is way too passive. Okay, well, we can start a road like this. It is really important to go like this and not like this, because this one limits to a starting tile, which there is only 2 remaining, whereas this limits to a dagger, which there are 3 remaining. And on top of that, this one actually gives a potential road for sergt and potential road ends, more importantly, to sergt. So this is an inferior move compared to this. Not only do we give more tiles for sergt to finish this city immediately, but we also don't start a feature of our own. Unlike here, where we could start a 2-point road and limit the city to only 2 tiles, which now sergt gets just a fabulous tile, finishes the save of his city, and also gets another city cap on his field. So this is already looking really great for green here, despite the current small scoreboard deficit. I would take green's position here any day. So we have a few options. We can go here, but we could have also gone, for example, over here and meeple this 1-point road and trying to get an easy 3-point road here, and then also get use of this road end by having 2 other curves over here, and then prepare a 4-point road upon getting a dagger on this city. So kind of a rare scenario where all possible road ends are taken advantage of in a crossroad without it being like the final tile needed to fit into a puzzle of like releasing like a billion meeples to your hand. So sergt, for some reason he is going for this attack, and I don't like it because this city, it wasn't worth much. It was worth 1, 2, 3 points, and it was really difficult to complete. I mean, it's still, of course, like super difficult to complete, and I don't think it will ever get completed. But this was just unnecessary stuff. Like you could just as well start a new city yourself, like somewhere in peace, or I don't know, even just continue this part of the city and try to get like a divider here maybe. Like really anything but this. I just think this is fairly poor move. So what does MF do then? I mean, we can just start a new city here because it is a shielded tile and they are of course worth more than the average uh, city tile itself. And like this city is just not important. We don't need to really do anything about it. And just please don't attack it with more meeples, because well, at least he doesn't attack it with more meeples, but this is still really poor move because it merely adds points to a shared feature, and it will like really never turn to be like in your advantage because it's shared. And you know this square can even be blocked with like a quad city going over here, and this 1 point meeple getting like sucked into these two meeples and just leaving with just leaving red with an inferior part of the ruin compared to greens. And this is also the reason why I think we should have started a new city, because now like yeah, we can take a new city here, but it's not really pleasant because you can see that it is immediately restricted to almost oblivion. Welcome, Elias. I see rooting for your own continent here. Okay, now we can't defend. We just take points, right? Surely. And sergt blocks. Oh boy, this is looking really bad. It's looking really bad. We also have to now be aware that since this square is blocked, there is a chance that sergt goes over here with a curve and then another curve and also draws or rather pulls this meeple into the blocked square, and he is doing exactly this thing, which is why I was like debating whether we should go actually over here with the city crossroad, because now we are in trouble, and there are actually only 2 crossroads remaining in the deck anyways. Yeah, we really should have gone over here, because on this square we still had a lot of tiles actually remaining, like 1 city crossroad, all daggers, and also 3 road Doritos, so 7 tiles to go on that square, whereas on here we actually already had less, because there aren't as many road ends to our use as we would like. This is terrible, terrible news for MF if he does not get a crossroad soon enough, and I don't think he will. I think sergt will go here. Oh no, I I mean he's kind of doing unnecessary safety mode, which might backfire. I think it would have been better to just secure the death of this meeple. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. We are entering the Lulu zone. Okay, maybe not quite that zone, but we are entering into a very dangerous phase um, as MF goes for a third meeple on actually a rather small ruin, trying to actually to not just simply equalize everything, but also to overrun it. And well, again, just in time, as sergt was about to go over here and block this square, MF finds the triple city he needed, and now it's actually somehow, some way looking not that bad. Although it's still looking okay. It's still looking pretty bad for red, because green still has 2 daggers to fit into this square and easily gets the third. Easily gets the third um, meeple in onto the ruin as well, which is why we should have actually, as MF, gone over here and to deny the possibility from green of using this exact square as a platform to attack on the ruin. I mean, he still could have, used it, but there would have only been like 1 triple city with a road that he could have then um, connected himself to the ruin with. So sergt creating additional chances for himself to either connect or simply to block this connection. And as MF gets rid of the third meeple of sergt, we'll see if he'll be able to connect himself. So far, he still has actually fairly good chances to do so. There are still 3 road Doritos, and there is also the 1 remaining triple city with the road remaining in the deck. So 4 tiles to still fit into this square is plenty. But after sergt getting the dagger finally, that he had been waiting for quite a while here, being in a 12-point lead, having a 12-point field, which is actually incredibly difficult to attack to, almost impossible to attack to. The situation is looking horrendous. Also, sergt has an extra meeple, and meeple majority on your opponent's side when you are behind in points is really not a great combo. Also, what? Oh my god! I cannot. I I cannot understand. I cannot even start to begin to understand this move um, of MF. I mean, there were still two monasteries remaining in the deck, so this does nothing really but helps. Because first of all, it gives out just a point to your opponent, and it prepares the monastery spot, prepares the monastery completion with another monastery, and that is exactly what we saw happening here. It just the walls are just crashing down on MF really here. It will be a miracle, an absolute miracle, if he finds a way to win this game. Well, first priorities would be to try and block this connection here. Also, this is also just not good. We should have actually gone over here, take the points from the city, and actually that would have opened up multiple possibilities to attack this field, because we could then attack it from here, drop a road tile here, drop a farmer, another road tile connect to the field, or then from the bottom with a tile over here or anywhere here really, and then a road tile here connect to the field. But now we just restricted the square for sergt, and we gave up a city cap really for really mediocre value. Okay, so I mean, at least we have a clear, plan here. We are um, trying to block the connection to the city. And how many tiles does sergt actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Actually, only one tile to connect to this ruin in the first place. Okay. Well, 11 tiles is left in the game, and it's not much. 21 points behind. 22, 18, 13, 9, 6, 2, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically we are behind the field. We are behind 12 points. And MF can't actually blame him for this move. It's actually pretty resourceful. So laying down a potential 8-point a potential 8-point city for us, and it also opens up a field connection opportunity. Now what sergt should do is most likely just go over here, maybe even meeple this road. I think he can meeple this road. Just go here, meeple this road, because it again secures the field like tremendously well. And what do we need meeples for anyway? Like we really don't need to even hold two meeples in our hand. One is just enough. And there is still this road monastery that we can then use on this spot to finish the road, grab a monastery, and grab another 5 points on top of the 6 points of this road. And I mean, we are just doing splendid here, honestly. Yep, we go here and we do this. Now MF does get the 8 points for the city, but as sergt, we can stand them. We can stand them. We are ahead 17 points, or were ahead 17 points. Now ahead plus a 9. No, plus 12 actually, because we got 3 points on the field. I mean, we could make the block. And actually, why shouldn't we? We can also take the field. This is... Oh no. MF has entirely hallucinated the field. He thinks he can connect to the field from the left via ninja, but as you can see, the road cuts him off. The city cuts him off. This is not the same field here, and this is definitely game over for MF, as I think he is soon going to realize that he has made a massive mistake. Like just going here, taking the 9-point field and blocking this connection would have been just, overall a great move, even though that's maybe not even something that we could afford to do. We might have to just trust that we get the triple city anyway, though there isn't much that we could do with it. And sergt, honestly, I think sergt will just go over here and meeple the field. If he just wants to be like super safe, he's gonna do that, and he does. And I mean, there is nothing that MF can do, not after the blunder like that. And I'm not sure if he still realizes that he's not on the field, but he will realize once the final points are counted. Also, sergt gets the connection, and it is like worth a quadrillion points. Plus an extra point onto the road, and MF will be left with a 6-point field at the bottom, or a 5-point road, which, I mean, it honestly doesn't matter what he does, and nothing will be changing the outcome of the game, especially after the connection onto the ruin by sergt, which we did have an opportunity to prevent, but we did not. It is going to be a very sizable advantage for sergt, roughly about 30 points or so. To 84 and 218, so 34-point difference for sergt, and a very, very comfortable 2-0 win on table 2 for RCP. We shall return to the table 1 with Alstermeriy and see if any meticulous magic has happened, and no, it does not seem so, as another win by the RCP player has been taken. Another 0-2 has been claimed, And let's move up in rank or in order of the lineups to see how the other tables have gone. So first up is Michael Rus, where Mariev has actually been able to put up some resistance on the strong RCP player by taking one game and going into a decider, but alas, it was unfortunately not meant to be, and it is a win on table 3 for RCP as well. Then on table 4 we have Lolinho versus Cookie, and this is also somewhat unexpectedly gone in RCP way. Actually, a very high scoring game, 132 versus 126. A lot of shared features or a massive shared field, I would assume. An 0-2 on table 4, and it is now 0-4 with really gruesome numbers for Uruguay, but it is some yeah, like I said, it was somewhat expected. And then finally BDDL, who is playing their second game versus DoNotWasteMyTime. And let's see what the situation is. So, actually looking point-wise very good for the Uruguayan. Looks like we have a field fight. Yes, we do. And the field is currently controlled by, this is equal, this is equal, well, this is equal. So the field is currently equal. And we have a big shared ruin, 3 extras for blue versus 4 extra for black, 5 extra for black, so plus 16, like plus 14 for BDD? No? Can it be? Plus 14, actually plus 15, which means that black really has to figure out a way to attack the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just trying to figure out whether it was actually okay for BDDL to even take this 5-point ruin here and simply, win even if black would be overrunning the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are no curvy tiles remaining, so unfortunately this ninja farmer would be in vain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's all curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, all straight roads are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. All filled crossroads are gone. 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's anything that fits into this square. Starting tiles gone too. Yeah, there is nothing that fits into this square, but it doesn't matter because black does not find a way to get to this field, and instead just settles for a 7-point move. And this is going to go down to a decider, so Uruguay will have a chance of winning at least one duel, which would definitely be a great to have in terms of potential tiebreaker situation. Also, of course, just winning the game will help in the tiebreakers, so that in itself is already going to be quite important. And what is more important, that we also get to cover a one full game still. So that's great. And the RCP player is the one to start. As long as he doesn't burn too much of his time, and looks like maybe it was just me. So a discard of just a full discard of a crossroad, which is a bit of a shame. There would have been like at least some use of going over here and me pulling this 1-point road to be able to then try and start blocking this square over here, or potentially, in some cases try and connect to the road, but in the beginning of the game that would be really not a good decision. It would usually be the blue who would try to connect to that 1-point road end. Yeah, not a fan, of this move. Trying to block roads with roads is usually not the way to go. And also, it does not pay off in this scenario, as BDD unintentionally creates a road monastery spot for blue, and blue immediately cashes in on that spot. Also, of course, gets a road end out of that road monastery, and now has a clear path of finishing up the road, starting a new city, living a good life. Well, we do get some compensation. We do get to drop a farmer to a 6-point field, which also has a city cap available. Probably going over here, I would say, is maybe the best. Pointing down, adding another city cap to the field, because then if blue goes over here, finishes a city and drops a farmer, like he very likely will do, then we can simply finish the city of our own over here and drop a second farmer. Because this field is going to be like really lucrative, actually. Like 9 points at the moment, but it still has some growth potential. Green square here, and potentially something can come up from this shielded triple city tile. Starting a city, and restricting the empty city cap. And we should be... nah. I tend to favor greed in these situations. Like I would have definitely just taken these 4 points here, taken away this free city cap, and still have a open city for myself. Because even though a lot of the city caps with road are gone, there are still other tiles than city caps to go into the square if it gets restricted, like these road triangles and the triple cities with a road. And also, because we now at the moment do not have an open city anywhere, then we can't really use extenders all that well, which is an issue because extenders are very nice. So, well, we could do something like maybe starting a city over here. Maybe we start another field entirely. Or we go here. This is also this is fine. This is fine. We are adding a point to our monastery, and we potentially are creating a threat for this road to be restricted down to one remaining road monastery. If we would go here with a regular curve, it wouldn't really be like the the uh, uh, the most annoying of threats for blue, but that extra meeple when going for uh, field fights can very easily mark a big win, or at least a big advantage. DNV going for the city completion. Normal stuff. So now do we go here as yellow? And I'm not so sure we do because there is only one field field crossroad remaining, and this one actually do love. This one actually I do like very much. Uh, so it helps this second farmer of ours to get to the field, and it leaves a spot for a regular monastery, which will undoubtedly be taken by either player immediately after getting their hands on the immediately getting their hands on one of the three remaining monasteries. Whereas if we go over here, sure, it's more points immediately, but it doesn't necessarily help with these people getting to the field like that well, because we can get restricted down to a crossroad, and then maybe a triple city goes over here, blocks the left side, maybe we don't even draw the crossroad, and we are just left with two blocked monasteries and a blocked farmer. Like that is the worst case scenario, of course. And there is the monastery, and blue will be happy. And just like we saw in another game not too long ago, a monastery is drawn and scored full 9 points just before your opponent also draws a monastery and has to settle for something less. Though in this case, that less is actually still points. It's still 6 points with stacked monasteries getting to the field, and whereas in our earlier position, um, the RCP player was forced to simply discard the monastery. So, seems like a clear move going over here. Nope. With a shield, you of course want to use that on your own feature, and this city is restricted. It might get attacked, or it might not. I think it will, and it does. CCC simply discarded onto the board, and now we just add a point to our monastery. No, on this side, or maybe here. Not entirely sure. Yeah, this one is somewhat more logical because it does not endanger this square, because we do want to have an easy allowance, let's say, on to getting this meeple back. As with minus 20 points on the scoreboard, we really do need those meeples back. Although actually, our position is actually not that bad, given that we had these two nice developed monasteries, and we have the control of the field. And this field is actually, well, basically impossible to attack to. It can only be attacked with ninja farmers, and those can be really easily blocked off. Like something that could happen is either of the players going over here with a curve or here with a curve and dropping a farmer, or just if it goes from here, it's going to be yellow, and he's going to try to expand his field to the southern part and try to get this city onto the field along with 4 additional points. This is somewhat dangerous because there is still a divider in the deck, but I mean it still gets value out of the tile, so it's not that bad, right? There's also an off chance of getting a bunch of triple cities going over here, over here, over here, unifying everything, unifying all of these features. They may be blocking this square, which is not what happens. Instead, PDD wants to simply take care of this meeple, making sure that no divider goes into the square, but a divider can still be used over here. So not sure how valuable this move actually is. Might not be as valuable as PDD tells himself to. We have in the meanwhile also an extender being added to the on top of the monastery, being, well, just for the 1 point, but also for a potential attacking possibility to the field. So going here with a city plus road tile and then dropping a farmer connecting through a straight road, something like this, which is why PDD goes for a block on the other side and tries to achieve a potential scenario of blue wanting to still go over here with a farmer and then going over here, thus liberating the monastery of yellow, but getting stuck with the monastery of their own. And we can see having only 1 meeple in hand is causing some real trouble for yellow. And wow, what is this? Really ballsy move. I kind of like it actually. There are still 5 road Dorito, not road Doritos, but 5 triple cities to fit into this square, and there are still a lot of city caps. Plus, we also had this option and this option to get a meeple back fast. Now, of course, the downside is that the quad city is gone, and this square is very much possible to be blocked. But it will require at least 2 tiles from blue, and if blue goes here with anything, then we can get a city cap. We can go here and we can make a semi-safe. Unfortunately, this is a horrendous scenario for yellow. We get blocked immediately, but we do get the second best thing, well, basically the best thing after getting blocked. Oh, why? Okay, this one, is still clear. It still holds a clear purpose. So we take 3 points, right, and we prevent a loop and a possible connection to the main field. But this is 6-point field, and this is 12. So the connection in itself is only worth 6 points, but we had a much better move. We could have gone over here, take 2 points, enlarge this part of the city, and actually have potential of unifying this blocked part to here, where it still holds value. This was the best possible tile to do it. And also because this connection was unblockable here, because there is still a triple city with a field, well, 2 of them, and a triple city with a road. So nothing, a city tile, a road tile, a field tile, will not be able to block this connection, or would not have been able to block. Okay, well, we do get a useful tile. We can go here and we can still try to go for the connection. We have 3 tiles that will work for us. 2 road Doritos, from which one now goes to the hand of blue, and likely will be used over here, like this, to try and block this connection, I think. Or it can also be used here, maybe. And then we also have the triple city with a road, which will also work for us even better actually, because it also gives us 2 points in the process for the road. Now, do we have actual winning chances? Maybe. +9 for blue. The blocking move is made, and now we probably have to just go over here and try to save this connection. No. So +9 plus 16 plus 22 plus 10. So +10 is at the moment the score in favor of blue. Now a little bit more as we make a concession of leaving an empty city gap, which I can't really blame yellow for doing. It was really risky to try and finish that. Ooh, okay, yeah, this is actually this is good. This is good. So instead of taking a 2-point road like anywhere, we go over here and we try to create, and we create a potential 5-point road upon getting the road Dorito. This is great. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Still creating chances. So minus 14, and this would be, is it with a shield or without? It is without a shield. So 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points would be the worth of that move, which would put us actually to +1. So we definitely do actually have winning chances here. We definitely do have winning chances here. Also, there are some quick point tiles still in the deck. Mainly the triple city with a road, worth 3 points. And then maybe city caps. Maybe a starting tile. 1, 2. There is a starting tile that fits over here, which is definitely something that yellow probably will have to get in order to really have a fighting chance. Well, a triple city is drawn by blue, and that is not going to help our chances of winning. But unfortunately, this one is not that great because we can't add city caps to our own field. And that is troublesome. Do we have to just create scoring opportunities? I don't even know where. Like, just here? Like, go over here and... Okay. Just adding one potential point to the ruin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Still 4 city caps. That's a lot, actually. Which kind of makes me doubt this move. I think we maybe should have gone for this one instead. Just simply add 2 city caps to the right of the vacant city cap on the opponent's field. Then get the starting tile maybe like over here, another city cap. You know, then we get a road Dorito. Then we meeple a 6-point field. Of course, that's all theoretical chance, like a very very small chance that we get all of that, but it's almost a chance. And because we are significantly behind, and even like purely just this road Dorito will not be enough for us to win. That's why I would have really liked to see us getting, or rather adding, more potential scoring opportunities. Okay, closing the ruin. So blue is now not able to take it, but at the moment blue doesn't need it. Like if blue draws the road Dorito, he of course wins on the spot. But even if he doesn't draw either the starting tile or the road Dorito, he can still win. Because even with those 2 tiles combined, I think we would still be like 1 or 2 points short, which is really not a great thought. Oh, I have an idea. Because we need the starting tile, I would suggest going over here and preparing an 8-point city with the starting tile, right? Then we get that, we get the road Dorito, because we have exactly 2 tiles only left for us after this one. We have to make we have to make big moves. We have to score a lot. And the other one is going to be forced Road Dorito. And the other one, well, there isn't really any more than 8 points that we can even get. And we have to get the starting tile because if blue gets it, they just get 7 points and they, I think also win on the spot. So the starting tile and the Road Dorito are really like must get tiles for us. And we have to score the max amount with them. So I think this is our only move. Again, plus 16, plus 22. Plus 29, plus 17. So minus 17 for BDD. This one, again, with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16. And we don't get the Road Dorito and we lose. RIP, I say. RIP. Well, we do get the starting tiles, so this would have worked, right? Like, technically, it would have worked. Now it's just like we are using the starting tile to the spot where we should have used it anyway, but we just don't get the value. Well, actually, blue would have probably taken with this Road Dorito would have taken this city, but because we had to get the Road Dorito anyway, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, right? Like we had to just count. Oh, we just had to rely on our opponent not making the best moves in case of us getting the best tiles, right? Because we were just that much behind. But it is a full 5-0 sweep for RCP to start off the season, and it is starting off really, really well for them. A nice challenge was what BDD was able to give, but nonetheless, not quite enough, as the 05 score is on the board and it's going to put some smiles on the RCP players' faces and maybe not that much smiles on the other party. Congratulations to RCP, and they will of course be moving to the top of the group with a 5-0 win. Still, of course, 4 more weeks of play to go. So the first wins don't really make that huge of a dent to winning slash losing chances. Anything is still possible. But the next up on the agenda is gonna be Croatia, Latvia in about in about an hour in 70 minutes, and we will of course in the traditional style kick off the stream 5 minutes before. So tune in at 18:25 UTC to see how Croatia is gonna challenge Latvia, who has a very well, I would say a pretty stacked roster as they always do. And Latvia going in as, at least I'd say, as a mild favorite. But that's where we are going to be leaving this stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sticking all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy this kind of content, then an easy way to support the channel is to subscribe and like the streams or the videos. I will see you soon with some more Carcassonne content. Bye for now.